Michael, I always told you were no match for me. Now, next time you try to come to my house, wear a better perfume. Otherwise, this Halloween, honey, the only person not celebrating at my party is gonna be you. So now go get yourself a perfume and then we can talk later, okay? I got stuff to do. All right, bye. Okay, cheers, sweetie. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Halloween Top 10 Perfumes 2023 in the Fragrant Bunker. I am your ghost face, as you can see, not a witch. Well, to some I might appear as a witch, but it is I, superdacob, dressed in my ghost face costume. We didn't need the mask because, like, hey, girl, we'll go. Listen, oh, am I excited about the Halloween season. So I'm coming out of my little house here, slightly reminiscent of Michael Myers' house, obviously. I live there now, and Michael is gone to get some perfumes. Let's see what Michael delivers towards the end of this video. Now, until then, I'm going to talk to you about my top 10 for Halloween. First, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Push that notifications bell to get notified every time I post a new video. You can also follow me on Patreon, superdacob, all spelled together there for extra perks. Thank you to my patrons who have already pledged. There's a lot of exclusive videos over on Patreon, including spooky ones, so go check them out. Now, are you ready for this? While we're at it, you can also check out my Totally Dacob YouTube channel, which has a lot of reviews on TV shows, horror movies, and pop culture. So that kind of blends into this particular love of mine of Halloween and spooky stuff. The first perfume, we have to begin with a classic, I got to say, and it is Poison. Of course it's going to be Poison. How can it not be Poison? By Christian Dior. Poison by Christian Dior, the OG formula, eau de toilette from the 80s. Tuberose Pleasure, indolic tuberose pleasure with plum, resins, spices, dark fruits, powdery vibes. Lurking in the background are peppery accords. And then we also have ilang ilang in here. And then something which is very special to Poison. It's kind of an incensey vibe, connected to the powdery vibe that gives it an illusion of being otherworldly from a long, long time ago. Very vampire perfume. You know what I mean? IYKYK. And try to get the original formula. Now, you can check out my other videos. I've talked about this in detail, how you can spot the OG formulation from the prints on your bottle. Go check out those videos as well. But I can tell you this, if the neck of the bottle is this thick, that's a good sign. This is a 100 ml bottle and it has a very, very thick sprayer. That is kind of the first indication. Oh, wow. And I prefer the EDT to the EDP. There's just something, it's more juicy. It's more resinousy. It's more ripe. It's a fruitier, softer accord. The Esprit de Parfum is a little bit more screechy. This one is just leveled to the right degree. And it is the perfume that you put on when somebody's ringing at the gate won't work, and you got to get out of your house, and you got to go down this rocky path like I just did now. And I'm like, looking, who's ringing? Who's ringing? And I can't see anybody, and I don't know. Is it dangerous? Yeah, I got a few guests tied up waiting for the festivities to continue, but I have to talk to you. You who are at the door and want to enter at the gate, but I don't see you. You seem like you're ghosts. And you want to know what the second perfume is? Yeah, sure, I got you covered. In the spooky night of Halloween, in the middle of that gorish, macabre scenario, there's a beating heart of a witch. And you have to find that heart in order to put the witch at peace. Because she is restless. Every Halloween night, she comes to haunt you. Because nobody has ever been able to find the heart. Why? Well, maybe because I have that heart hidden in my bunker. Yes, I don't want that witch to have peace. I want that witch to keep coming back for more, to entertain us and delight us with its banshee-like screams and macabre vibes every Halloween night. So I keep the heart hidden. You can keep the heart hidden too. How? Easy. Just find one at your local perfumery. I'm using a green screen, so obviously it looks transparent, but it is Aura by Thierry Mugler. It is a green heart. A witch is wicked, baby. And a wicked witch, of course, has a wicked heart, and it's green. So this is Aura by Thierry Mugler. It is a time travel perfume, as how I like to describe it. Rhubarb accord with like a futuristic vision. There's apple in there, but it's the rhubarb and kind of a camphorous, almost like an indolic camphorous element in it that makes it smell of something from another planet. It's very, very bizarre. Let's layer it. I wanna. Fruity. You know, it also smells of kind of like Big Red, the bubblegum. It has that cinnamon vibe to it with the apple and the rhubarb. This is literally Halloween. This is kind of Halloween candy, Halloween gore, those weird flavors that the brands make for Halloween for their candy. You know, something that you're going to only taste during Halloween, like poison ivy flavor, or the giblets of the gremlins, like the gremlin liver accord. Now that's a perfume accord. Fabulous. So, you know, that's my number 2. And yes, wear it on Halloween night and see how everybody runs from you. There's more. Yeah, you know, the door's been ringing. I don't let every guest into my house for Halloween. So there's been a couple of trick-or-treaters that have been ringing my doorbell this evening. And one of them, bless their ratchet souls, got so scared of me, they dropped their jack-o'-lantern pumpkin pail. So I got it from them. Look at this fluffy little beauty with all the cosmic pumpkin. Yes, we are traveling through the stars. And they dropped this and they ran. Good. Because what I found in here is my next perfume. Check this out. This little beauty was at my gate. Doesn't it just look fabulous? A spooky potion for Halloween. If you're that witch that has her heart or their heart, and you're not the witch whose heart I have, then you might just be in the market for this Secret Obsession by Calvin Klein. Boy, oh boy, this thing is beastly. I mean, it's not for everyone. I think they've discontinued it. Nutmeg. Now, I do not like nutmeg. I don't like to eat it. When it's in food, I get cramps. It's like nutmeg is not my thing. But in perfume, also not. Except here, the nutmeg is mixed with a rose in a very spooky way. It kind of smells, I mean, this perfume looks like an onion head, but a flower as well. It's giving me 70s vibes, late 60s vibes, space age vibes. It's really beautiful. The design of the bottle is gorgeous. Early 2000s release. Kate Moss was the face of this perfume, of course. If it's a Calvin Klein Obsession flanker release, you best believe Kate Moss is going to be in it. Justly so. Nutmeg. A little bit of vanilla in there. Roses. It's like a thorn, like a thorny type of perfume. It's uncomfortable, but it's really interesting. It's really great if you're in costume on Halloween and you're kind of going through the night, spooking everybody and trick-or-treating. And you just want to have that vibe, like there's kind of something uncomfortable following you, like a ghoul or a spirit, you know, that is kind of just besides you and it's kind of with you, but you're not so sure, are they going to haunt you, or are they there to just help you trick or treat? That's what this perfume does. So it's perfect to put in your little pail as you're trick or treating. I wonder where's Michael Myers? Told him to leave and get a good perfume and not to come back until he has a good perfume. Otherwise, he's not invited to slash away at my party. Now, while we're waiting for Michael, I have another little secret to share with you. Another perfume that is fabulous for Halloween. Well, if your guests at your party are just really too obnoxious and annoying, it just drop a little, we did the poison, but if that's not enough and you want them from really annoying guests to turn into really groovy, chill guests, well, then you need another drug. You need opium. So then you just, a drop of opium from YSL Parfum. Unfortunately, also discontinued in the Parfum concentration, but you can still find it pre-loved. And they still do make the eau de parfum and the eau de toilette. Of the two, I would recommend the eau de parfum rather than the eau de toilette, but Parfum would be the best. Now, late 70s release, a ton of ingredients, spices, castor oil, incense, patchouli, roses. We're talking more and more resins. This thing was super expensive to manufacture back in the day. It has depth. It's addictive. It's opium. I mean, what can I tell you? Yves Saint Laurent gave it that name for a reason. It is a magic potion. It is very spooky, but glam-like. Have you ever seen Grace Jones in the movie Vamp? That's the perfume that vampire would be wearing. This is it's a Grace Jones type of, if Grace Jones were to be a vampire at my party, she would be wearing Opium by YSL. IYK, YK. The next one, it's getting hot at my parties. My Halloween party definitely feels like Fahrenheit by Dior. Fahrenheit by Dior, this is the parfum concentration of it. So it is a Demachi concoction. Not from the 80s like the Cologne and the EDT. There's vanilla in here. And yeah, it looks like, kind of, if you flip it, has a little bit of orangey red vibes fading into dark. It could be like Halloween candy. Could look like this. The corn thing, it's pure sugar. So I don't do it. I love my sugar, but poisoned apples are more my thing. IYK. So this thing is hot. It's a heated mess, and it is amazing. It starts off with that bitter accord, very, very kind of macabre accord, and then it goes into the dry down of the vanilla, the sweetness, the warm, fuzzy vibes. It's a great perfume to enjoy towards the end of a party. You put this on and you can kind of fade out the party in a really, really cool way. Live and ferret. So that's another one that I adore, darling. Then the next one on my list, well, I don't know if you can see this nightmarish tree is just as spooky during the daytime as it is during the nighttime. And this, my dears, is a sycamore tree. And yes, you best believe that underneath the sycamore tree lies buried a secret. All my stash of Chanel Sycamore perfumes is buried underneath this tree. Shh, don't tell anyone where I have my hidden stash. Now, this is the eau de parfum, but of course I do prefer the eau de toilette and the extrait, but I do enjoy the current formulation of the eau de parfum, which is batch code 7701. I like the 8 batch codes as well. The 9 batch codes, which are out now, I have not smelled yet, so I don't know if they're good, but this perfume has vetiver in it, violets in it, wet vetiver, tobacco accord. There's like a smokiness in here. Burning woods, secrets, mysteries. There's a longing in here. Oh, very, very ghoulish. Very Twin Peaks as well underneath the sycamore tree. IYKYK. Very Black Lodge. There might just be a secret entrance to another Black Lodge right somewhere here in this proximity. But shh, you didn't hear it from me. Sycamore, amazing all day long. This one actually you can also wear in the morning. After breakfast, don't wear this on an empty stomach. It's going to make you cramp up a little. Very, very spooky and ghoulish and just kind of foggy and misty. Sycamore. Love it to bits. Love it to bits. Now, another pumpkin pale moment here. Somebody else got super scared of me, ran away, and oh, what's in here? We got another perfume. Well, they just appear like magic, don't they? We got Encens Mythique by Guerlain. This one is amazing. This is death in a bottle. Not that it's killer. No, it's spooky. It smells of the afterlife. Okay, so there is ambergris in here. The concentration and the formulation that I have of the eau de parfum that I purchased a couple of years ago still bears on the package of the perfume, on the ingredients list, listed ambergris in its pure form, not some synthetic substitute of it, but rather ambergris. Now, the current version that you find will not have ambergris listed unless they did not reformulate it yet again. But the latest bottles I've seen, the packaging doesn't state ambergris. So hunt down the ambergris version if you want that full-on ghostly, ghoulish experience. Damask Rose is in here, a ton of incense. Encens Mythique by Guerlain is a mythical incense. The word literally describes it. This gray, misty color, that is literally how the perfume feels like. Now, ambergris comes from a whale's intestine, the sperm whale of all whales. And it is usually harvested and collected on the surface of the ocean randomly. There are mysteries and stories about how this matter and mass is expelled by a whale. Some people say the whale is clogged and it bursts out from the back, and when it does, the whale bleeds out until it's unalived. Some people say no, that's not what happens. The whale keeps living on. They just expel this. Nobody really knows what this matter is that is expelled from the stomach or from closer to the hole. And once it hits the surface, it's kind of mushy. And they call it the gold of the ocean because it takes years and years for this to kind of float on the surface of the ocean and dry up more and more and condense more and more. And once it's finally at its final stage, it turns into this kind of floating rock. It looks like a rock that floats. It's not a rock, obviously. It's ambergris. And it has kind of a gray, dark, light gray, chalky, streaky with black matter that kind of floats on the surface of the ocean. And then when you pick it up, you've struck the jackpot, basically, because it is literally worth more than gold because it's so rare to find, especially because there's not many whales left. And when you do find it, you can get a pretty penny for it. But it does smell very indolic, very scary. It smells like the bottom of the ocean. There's that silence and that echo of whales in the background in here. It's perfection for any, in general, not just great for Halloween, but I mean, it's one of those perfect perfumes for whoever is a gothic lover, or if you're a little bit into the goth style, try this one out. You're going to be like, oh my God, where were you all my life? Like this is the goth perfume. There you go. Now, my guests are calling me. I feel they're tied up in there. And maybe they're getting hungry since, they can't move on their own. But anyway, I'm saying too much, aren't I? What's the next perfume? Well, the next perfume I got for you is what people say when they come to one of my Halloween parties. They say, Dacob, listen, I've been to one of your parties and I cannot forget it. I always have to come back for more. I always have to come back for more. In other words, you know, you and your parties have made me literally addicted to Halloween. And I'm like, oh, perfect. Well then, that's the perfume. Dior's Addict, coincidentally or not, this spooky Halloween night is the color of this bottle. It's that night blue bottle, the night blooming cereus, or the queen of the night cactus that blooms only one night and then it's gone. It's a beautiful flower. Well, that's also very symbolic of Halloween. It's like it's a one night thing. It's a one night stand, and it is the most majestic, gorgeous, huge flower. The smell is intoxicating. The next day it's gone, and then you got to wait a long time until another flower appears. So it is just like Halloween night. It comes and goes once in a blue moon, and then you're like kind of the rest of the year kind of waiting and counting down the days until it's Halloween again. So we got the Night Blooming Cereus. This thing is from the early 2000s. This is a reformulated version, but it is the eau de parfum, still gorgeous. I love it to bits. If you can get an extrait from the early 2000s, you're in for a special treat. There's a lot of vanilla in here as well. It is a very, very sweet, almost balmy experience. Goldie Hawn, by the way. Who's Goldie? Goldie, want to come out? Say hi. Oh, she can't. She's all tied up. Goldie Hawn loves this one. I've seen a video on, I don't know if it was on TikTok or somewhere, and she, her hair makeup artist was kind of filming. They were going to some award ceremony in LA, and she was getting ready and he was filming her. And guess what perfume she sprayed on right before she left the house? She took Addict, and she sprayed it all over. Well, let's do similar. I mean, I'm not going to do it all over, but like she went all over her clothes, hair, everything. Interesting to see how she sprayed it a lot on her clothes more than on her skin. But she also did spray it on her skin and did a little bit of that. You should never rub a perfume though, Goldie. Maybe that's why you're tied up. Because I got to teach you, girl, you don't rub a perfume. Okay? Oh, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged. So allegedly, Goldie Hawn is in the house. Now, for the next perfume, listen. The next perfume, well, did you just see that? Something very little this way ran. I knew you were hiding there at the gates, you rascal. I know you. I can only find you. Ah! Gotcha! Chucky. Now, listen, he's only alive and talking to me when he's not on camera, but when he's on camera, he don't. And you're dressed as Barbie? You're dressed as Barbie this year? That's your Halloween costume? All right. Well, Chucky, Chucky dressed as Barbie, and that's all you could come up with? I mean, it's kind of cute, though. I don't mind. So are you ready to go into the house? What perfume did you bring? Listen, I had to send Michael Myers away because he did not have a good perfume. So where's your perfume? Oh, that's your perfume? Okay, I can accept it. Chucky, you're allowed to enter and be tied up in the Halloween house. So here you go. This is Chucky's contribution to the Halloween party. Chucky's bringing Moschino. This is not a Moschino toy bear perfume. Chucky just loves the gore. He loves decapitating the bear to deliver the fragrance. Chucky, I get it. Like you're kind of like, you're not a toy and you're bringing this is not a toy perfume. Clever. Yeah. Chucky, actually, you always smell like this whenever you come to visit. Chucky always smells of this perfume whenever he comes to visit. Isn't that something? Well, this has a patented fragrance, patented chemical, aroma chemical, just like a toy. It's all plasticky, this perfume. And it is kind of an ambroxan vibe, one of those artificial synthetic versions of ambergris. And this one was made by Euroitalia, so it does have a patented formula that apparently only Euroitalia owns. Some cashmeran is in there as well. I mean, it's an interesting perfume, by no means groundbreaking, but it is interesting because it was made in 2014/15 when Jeremy Scott was artistic director of Moschino. It was the beginning of Jeremy Scott's reign at Moschino, and it was also the perfume that was launched, the first perfume that was launched under his creative directorship. Of course, Jeremy Scott is a designer, fashion designer, not a perfume creator, so it's not like he composed this fragrance, but he had a lot to do with the design of the bottle. Super cute, fluffy teddy bear. This little tag that hangs in the back is like kind of too big for it, but I did not want to cut it off because, well, it's part of the original concept of this perfume. Unfortunately, I believe it's been discontinued since Jeremy left Moschino. But the bear still smells very good. Put on your hat like that. Okay, so Chucky, listen, I'm going to put you down now because really, you're late to the party, girl. So there's a lot of people in the house over there. Yeah, over there. So are you ready to terrorize everybody? Yes, it is Halloween after all, dear. Thank you for the perfume. Off you go. Okay. Well, it's a party up in here. Let me tell you, it's the Halloween party of the season. It's the place to be. The superdacob fashion bunker. So how many perfumes did we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's missing? Where are my perfumes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I wonder what doth be missing. We did Sycamore, Fahrenheit, Aura, Opium. Well, then something is missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I see. Michael, where are you, sweetie darling? Did you bring finally the goods? Yeah. So, Michael, you look very small. I guess you just appear bigger in the movies, or am I just too tall? I don't know. You just look really tiny. So, Michael, listen, if you want to go to this house that looks very, very much so like the Myers house, and I wonder if your sister is in there, but Judith. Hi, Judith. I don't know if Michael tied you up in the back or not, but I mean, technically you were gone since the beginning of the 1978 movie Halloween, but hey, your ghost might be back and Michael found a way to tie you up again. I don't know. Michael, what's your perfume? Oh, okay. Yeah, you did good. So, all right, Michael, you can go to the party, take your dagger, your knife, do whatever you need. You do what you got to do, but don't unalive anybody before I come in, okay? Because we'll go. All right. It's a Halloween party. It's not a Halloween monologue. You're not going to get to do it all on your own. Not like last year. I had to clean up all after you. The whole mess, the gore, it was all over the place. We're not having that. Not having that this year. So thank you for the perfume. I'm going to tell them what perfume you chose and I'll see you in the house. Okay. Bye. Well, Michael delivered. He's allowed to join the party now because he brought me Fracas or Fracas by Robert Piguet. That 40s concoction. This is that killer tuberose. Me being the ghost face. Spoiler alert. You don't need to watch Scream 7 and then, because they're making 7. Neve Campbell is probably going to be in it again. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've always been Ghostface. I always will be Ghostface. And that's period. And that I don't need the mask because I'm the one. So, I'm going to go torment all the Scream actors in a bit. They're all there waiting, giddy. But Fracas is the OG dark Ghostface perfume. Coincidentally, also the fragrance that smells of the Black Dahlia. That story, if you don't know it, go look it up. That is one of the most gore stories from Hollywood or from California in general. And This is kind of the smell of that tuberose of the Black Dahlia. The bottle coincidentally also has that darkness. You know what? Let's layer it with Fahrenheit and Aura and everything together. Ooh, wow, what a mess. I'm loving it. Now that's a massacre. Layering all these perfumes together. I won't even need to go back to my house for the party and be like, a torture time. I'll just enter with all of these perfumes layered all at once and everybody's just going to croak and it's done, party over. So you got to be very careful when you dose your perfumes, ladies and gents. You got to be very careful because there's always a way to go about these things. You can overdo it for the sake of overdoing it because you want everybody to run away from you. And that's okay too. I have my days where I'm just like, you know what? Let me put on my hoodie. And I don't want anybody in my proximity. Stay away from me. You know what I mean? We'll go. There are those times. And then there are those times where I want to be more friendly, more approachable. Those are rare times. But when those times do come, it's all about dosing that perfume in the right way to feel the right way. You know what I mean? Now, I'm feeling peckish. I want to go back to my house right up there, and I want to deliver a party that they will never forget. Now, until next Halloween, Chucky, where are you? Why didn't you go yet? Oh, all right. Come here. Oh, Baby Yoda? All right. There you go. I got my Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda dressed as Baby Yoda for Halloween. It's a thing. He's going through puberty. It's a phase. He's in his rebellious phase. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been the top 10 perfumes for Halloween 2023. I hope you had fun with my little storytelling vibes. We're off now. Me and the boys, we're off to the party because there's a party a-rockin', and we don't come a-knockin'. We just break the door down and we take over. Love you loads. Don't forget to spookily subscribe to my channel, thumb up this video, and never give up on gorish, spooky, fragrant love. Bye!